Keeping score of old scores and scars, getting even and one-upping, always makes you less than you are. And that's from Malcolm Forbes.
Ooh,
good quote.
That is a great quote.
Coming up, we are going to be talking about track 11 from the Story of Us album, which is Keeping Score, and it is the last song on the album. It's our last podcast.
That's crazy.
It
really is
not
the
last
last song?
podcast, period. It's the last podcast of doing the album.
Yes.
It is. Well, it's technically one more song, but it's kind of more of a bonus song. We'll talk a little bit about that coming up.
Okay.
But going into this song, Keeping Score, we're going to be digging into stuff like taking ownership.
Scorekeeping.
Or, yeah, how it's not. Well, yeah. I mean, that's an obvious topic.
Some people don't know. I didn't know that I ever kept score until I was like, I didn't realize I did that.
Yeah.
So scorekeeping and last days.
Talking about how it's not about winning last days.
Well, more like you never know when your last day is going to be. Not like
sense.
these are
the
last
days. The world is going to end on April 3rd, it's already 2032. There we go.
Okay, we left chat in 2019.
Could we? Because that was a better year. It wasn't a better year. But the world, it was a better year, I guess. Anyways.
I don't know. Anyways.
We're getting off. This is just supposed to be an intro before our intro song. So let's play the intro song. That's all coming up here on Finding Us the Podcast.
Stay tuned.
And we're back here on Finding Us the Podcast. Fallon has had her tea.
I'm holding my tea.
Fallon's in one of those places today where it just feels like she just woke up, even though she hasn't.
Right.
And
I didn't sleep too great, but then I overslept, It's like...
It's a bad combination.
It's one of those. So anyways, I have tea in hand. I do a lot of these podcasts with a warm beverage because that's self-care for me. I've actually got two
I'm about to
tea
say,
items.
I'm looking at her side right now. She has 3 cups of stuff over there.
I am double fisting
There are
teas.
2 teas and a water. Like, goodness.
Okay, gotta have my water. And see, look, here's fun fact. Fallon Friday.
Fun fact, Fallon
It's not
Friday?
even Friday.
That was weird.
Anyways, fun fact about me is I have to have water. Anywhere I go, I have 2 fears.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime I leave the house, 2 fears. 1, that I will become thirsty and not be able to drink my water. And 2, that I will not have a place to go to the bathroom.
Those are valid fears.
And then I won't be
and
made
one
to
goes in
hold
hand
it.
with the other. One makes you have to pee. Yeah.
And I won't be able to find anywhere to go to the bathroom. Those are my 2 fears.
Here's another fun fact. Whenever Fallon and I travel anywhere, we drive anywhere, I have to literally take water and tea and drinks from her because we will have to stop to pee every hour.
That's a little excessive. You don't take anything from me. You kindly ask me if I will not continue to drink.
I kindly, aggressively ask you if I can take your drink. So, like, we'll literally go in and she'll be trying to buy, like, things of water. I'm like, no, don't do it.
I love water. Have to have my water.
She loves it. And then
I'm
she
not
has to pee every
alone.
second.
There are others like me.
I mean, water, it's great. That's a good habit to have. Drinking a bunch of water.
Yeah, but
you cannot drink too much water.
Some people can, like, leave the house and be cool. You know what I mean? And, like, have
I'm
a full
with you.
day planned.
Yeah.
I am like, nope, gotta have my little canister of water.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Wow, we just talked a lot about water.
Wow.
It's going to be a fun episode, guys.
It will be. Stay tuned.
Well, I first want to get into, guys, we launched our Patreon page this week, and we are very excited. We've been working on this for a long time, trying to figure out the right incentives to have. If any of you don't know what Patreon is a way
Take a look.
where an artist or, people who have podcast shows, and for us, we do both, so it works really well, that it's a great way to involve fans and involve the listeners to really be a part of the team, essentially. And really to be able to connect on a much deeper level, because that's what we've been all about since since we started Finding Us, was how can we connect better with people? Because it's hard to do just through social media. Mm-hmm. And so Patreon was a way that we were like, this is how we can do this. Not only will you guys be part of the team, but you'll be helping us do our jobs, helping us be able to reach more people with this stuff and talking about recovery, talking about healing, talking about self-growth and all that stuff. Every dollar that comes into this thing helps us make better products and whatnot. So your support is incredibly important. But some really awesome incentives we have are things like, we have a lot of them, and we put a lot of thought into it, trying to make sure that, stuff that we could connect with you guys on and get a little creative with things. One of those is an exclusive podcast episode every month. Just for Patreons, we will do a podcast episode that is dedicated around to your questions, the patrons' questions.
Whatever y'all want.
Whatever topic you guys want us to talk about, whatever questions you have for us, you ask us, and every month we do an exclusive episode just for patrons. We'll see stuff like, you'll see videos before anyone else, you'll get your name put on every video, which I think is really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
At the end of every video we ever put out, your name will be at the end of the video forever, as long as the video exists. We'll have stuff like, you get exclusive merch. We got this really awesome long sleeve t-shirt design that if you get on a certain incentive level, you'll get that shirt after 3 months worth, and it's a really cool shirt.
It's
and
a really cute
I want this shirt.
I was about to say,
we have to support ourselves in order to get this shirt.
I know.
So maybe we're gonna do that.
I can't even have our own shirt.
No, it's very
really
exclusive
sad.
for patrons, and it's a really cool shirt. You should check it out.
But I'm sad because I want it. I love long sleeve.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
And it has our name on it.
It does have our name on it, and it says "I am enough,"
which is the best part, honestly.
Yeah, it's a really cool "I am enough" shirt. Anyways. Moving on. And so what we really wanted to do when we talked about connecting, some of the ways we connect, not only through message on Patreon, we can talk to you a lot better there, but we're using an app like Voxer, which is an app. Fallon, you want to explain Voxer real quick?
Yeah, Voxer is really cool. It's basically like an extended voicemail app. So when you call someone and you only have like 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes to leave a voicemail, well, this allows you, it gives us the platform to be able to talk to you for an extended period of time. So it's basically like a text message, but it's in a voicemail. And so you can go on, hit the button, and record whatever you want to say. And I think it gives you like 15 minutes. And so then the other person has the ability to go on and to look at it and respond on their own time, whenever is a good time for them. And it's just a really great platform to be able to connect.
Yeah, so through that, we wanted to utilize that. And so there's a level. Well, we're going to start doing mentorship stuff with very select few people. We're only opening it up to, I think, like 10, 15 people on that.
Mentorship?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about for the Voxer messaging.
Oh, yeah. That is 10.
That'll be, limited, but that's a way where we're going to do once a week where you guys send us anything you want. It can be questions. It can be wanting more information about a podcast episode. The whole point is for us, we just want to be alongside you in whatever you're going through, whatever you're doing in life that you need guidance on or advice on, whether it's addiction recovery, or even, obviously we're very much in music, and music is our lives. Or a big part of our lives. And so also if you're a new artist and you just want help and advice on that, I'm here for you there. And we also upgraded from that, we have a personal one-on-one mentorship calls, which we only limit to six total people. 3 girls, 3 guys. The girls are with Fallon, the guys are with me. Or couples. We also do couples, where that's our top level, where if you sign up for that, we do 30-minute calls twice a month with us, and also there'll be an intro Zoom call, and that's really where we connect, and that's really a way for us to really dive into the mentorship stuff, where all the stuff we talk about in this podcast, we will be talking one-on-one with you essentially, and so you can ask us any questions.
Yeah, I like that it's one-on-one because it's more personal.
Yeah,
like we talk about a lot of broad topics. Yeah. And so we kind of just touch on things, and this will give us the ability to get to know you personally and get to be able to speak into whatever, you want. And we'll be able to talk on a more exclusive, extensive way with you. It's really neat.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's for people who, if you just feel like you're stuck, you just feel like, what's next for me? Right. And you just don't feel like you're going anywhere. Like, we're here to help motivate and to help push if we need to be. It's whatever, we'll obviously, in talking with you in the first intro call, it'll be, we'll kind of figure out what direction to go on that. And, cause it's different for everybody, but we're really excited about that. We've never done anything like that before.
Yeah.
Obviously Fallon is, getting into, family marriage counseling. So she's going to be doing something similar to that full time, although this is not counseling. So I want to note this is not counseling. Nope. It looks very different than counseling.
It does.
So just we'll do that little tag there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, check us out. It's at patreon.com/findingus. That's patreon.com/findingus. We would love to have you a part of the team, and would love to just have you guys walk alongside us as we do this thing, so.
Yeah. Be a part of the Finding Us family.
Yeah. So moving on, updates. I always like doing a little life update. Snowpocalypse is over. I have written that down in the notes. Snowpocalypse is over.
I cannot believe it happened. Y'all, we were out of life, basically. Out of service for a week. It's basically
like we're so used to quarantining now that it didn't feel that different, but it was beautiful outside.
It was.
We couldn't drive anywhere. We don't have four-wheel drive cars, so all our cars are just like not able to drive.
I think we left one time during the week, and it was when it kind of got warmer in the afternoon, and I wanted to make some chili, and so we got out and went to the store. My Superman.
Gotta have that chili.
My Superman drove me in ice to the store.
I'm
heroic.
Superman. I'm Superman.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Anyways, it was
worth it.
It was beautiful. I love the snow. Being a 4, I love nature and all the beauty that comes with it. And
we also, because we're crazy outdoor people, so we spent a lot of every day almost. We went outside with our dogs and just played in the snow until my limbs wanted to fall off.
I know our dogs were so cute in the snow.
I was getting texts from, especially the band guys, Anthem Lights guys. I would get a text they would be sending pictures of their neighbors who were outside around a fire pit they put in their yard or their road, and we're laughing at it essentially. And I'm just that's me. That's my wife and I right now. We're out here throwing snowballs with kids, and we love it.
Yeah, a neighbor of ours
having a blast.
Put a cute little fire pit out there, and they were roasting s'mores with the kids, and it was really, really cute.
All that. It was great.
It was fun.
We're trying to plan a trip to Alaska. So that'll be cool if we can make that happen.
Thrilled. Don't even get me started.
We got some new friends who live out in Alaska.
Yeah.
But they're moving down here, which we're excited about.
They are.
But they invited us up there, and we're like, we should do that. They're Alaska natives.
I know.
We've always wanted to. Alaska's one of those places we've always wanted to go. It's beautiful. Obviously, if you follow us on the socials, you'll see that we love the mountains.
We love to travel.
We go anywhere there's beautiful mountains and scenery, and take all the pictures and video, and I post a lot of them, and so hopefully that'll happen. Fun.
I think it's going to. It's 90%. I've got some stuff to work out, but they're graciously opening up their home to us, and we're going to basically camp across Alaska, and I am so thrilled.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
We have a new album coming out April 2nd. I think I've really talked about it before. Pre-release is available for this on the 19th. It is called Serenity in Hymn, and that is spelled Hymn. Because as you can guess, it's a hymns type album. But pre-release is available on the 19th
of March.
Yeah, of this month.
Wow,
where,
that's awesome.
You can pre-order the album, and that will come with the first single. It as well. If you pre-order it, you'll get the first single. So I know I've kind of been cryptic about this album, and I'm going to give you a little more about this album. As it gets closer, I'll give you a little bit more. But this is a hymns album with a twist. It's centered around wellness, self-care, relaxation. It's all that kind of intertwined with hymns. If you've ever pulled up a playlist on Spotify where you go to meditation playlist or relaxing playlist or massaging playlist or whatever it is, you'll find all this kind of thematic, serene, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of music, where ethereal is the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
Music. And so we did that kind of thing with hymns. On top of that, this is a way for you the goal for this is, you can sleep to this. It's just made to relax you. It's made to get you in a serene place. I'm always in my life, I'm chasing serenity is like my goal in life is to find serenity. And listening to stuff like this has always been a go-to for that, to kind of help me meditate and get into that place of peace.
Pause and to breathe.
And so you can do all kinds of stuff with this kind of project. I don't know anything that's been done like it, so I'm kind of nervous about it. It's like either this would be really cool, or no one's gonna like it. But so it's designed for that. But we'll talk more about it as it's closer. Yeah. Although I pretty much have given everything away, but we're very excited about that. We've been working on that for a long time. Yeah. And so we're thrilled about that coming out.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's it. Do you have anything else for personal updates?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with making of the song. We're back, Finding Us a Podcast. So, making of the song. We always like to talk about, throughout this whole project, we've talked about how the song gets made, which is a pretty simple process overall. I mean, it's simple now because I've literally done it 1,000 times probably in my career. Get the song arranged, which usually I do with someone else, a more of a musician-minded person, musician-minded person, and that for this project has been Josiah Prince, who plays guitar in the band Disciple, the Christian rock band Disciple. You've probably heard of them. And he also did all the guitars on this album. It's mostly this album mostly is full of guitars, which is different than a lot of the stuff that we do with Anthem Lights and stuff. Usually it's almost always piano or a cappella. So I love guitar, and so I love this. This is probably my favorite song on the album when it comes to just the sound of the guitars. Like I just love that sound and the way he played it. Josiah Prince was a part of that, part of putting that together and doing the tracks. Matthew Arcani produced it again, as he does all my stuff and our stuff. He does a great job all the time. I do all the vocal arranging on it, where I sit down before we go to the studio, after I get the track back from Josiah, and arrange the parts for my wife and I, figure out who's singing what, and then figure out the harmonies and try to make it interesting and a little different from what the original is, and put our own spin and take on it. And then voila, song appears.
It appears.
Yes.
'Tis been made.
'Tis been created. This is a Dan and Shay song. Again, what's funny, we end the album with 3 Dan and Shay songs in a row.
Oh my gosh.
Which I didn't do purposely, but like I said in the last episode about the Dan and Shay tune we did, that I love anything Dan and Shay puts out, and it's hard not to do it.
I know.
But this one I had to do. I mean, the message of it was just perfect for what we're doing.
This was actually the first one that we ever recorded.
No, that was the bonus one was the first one we ever recorded. Yeah, it was the song that we're not going to actually do because it was kind of a bonus.
Lipstick was actually the last song that we recorded.
Nah, it was the first. Lipstick was the first because it brought up the idea. She's having a shaking head. I'll prove it to her later. Well, maybe we're keeping score right now, guys. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Are we fighting on air right
now? You're wrong, but okay.
All right. Well, now we're gonna have the next episode tell them who won this game.
It doesn't matter
of our keeping score. I'm just kidding.
Let's get into the nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty of the tune. Her mom's calling her right now.
Mom, I'm working. She's trying to FaceTime me, y'all.
Oh, let's not do that. Say hi to her.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Okay, let's do this. She's going to freak out, y'all.
We're about to have our first guest, guys. Our first guest.
Hello? Y'all, it might be a butt dial.
That'd be the best.
Can you see me? Mom? This is so funny. Well, I really wish it was working. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't. I can't see you. You're on air. You're our first guest.
Oh my gosh, what great timing.
Everyone, this is Deborah. This is Fallon's mom.
Say hi.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Deborah is our biggest fan. of everything we do.
Yes.
We know that if we want to feel better about ourselves, we will play it for her parents, and her parents will make us feel like we are the best thing on the planet.
Well, it's the truth, and honestly, it's not because I'm biased, but you guys are just so wise. You're wise beyond your years, and your mom and dad. We learn from you guys every time we listen to your podcast, and we appreciate it so much that you guys are doing this.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your support.
You are welcome.
My mama is a proud mama.
Proud mama. Proud mama bear.
I am proud. I'm proud, and I feel very blessed, and I'm thankful to the Lord that you guys are doing what you do.
Thanks.
Because you help so many people.
That's what we hope to do. Even if it's
us old folks.
Especially you old folks. Am I right? I'm just kidding.
You're right.
I just kid.
Well, I had no idea that you guys were doing this, but, perfect timing. So, everybody who listens, be blessed. If you have any questions, call in, write in, and they will do their best to answer them for you.
We need to hire your mom to be our spokesperson.
You want to come be our spokesperson?
Well, sure.
She's like, I thought I already was.
She already gives everybody our CDs for free advertisement.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I love you guys. I won't hold you up.
I'll call you back later.
Okay, have a great time. Love you guys.
Okay, love you.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, so
Deborah
funny.
Shepherd, everybody. First guest on the show ever. Round of applause.
That was funny. I'm glad you told me to pick up. Anywho, let's get back to the nitty gritty.
Back to the nitty gritty on keeping score. What do you want to get into on this one?
Okay, so there's a lot.
There is a lot. We'll try to keep it short.
So we can talk about like the words, like the lyrics first. Do you want to go into that?
Yeah, let's just start off. Let's just start off running by that. We'll just kind of go with where it leads us.
Yeah.
So verse 1, the lyrics say, "Someday we're gonna look back on a night like tonight. The car I pulled up in, the necklace you're wearing, won't even cross our minds. Someday we're gonna blink twice, say it happens like that. How much money we saved up for the time that we gave up. Well, it'll all just be math."
Cute.
I love that because it's such a good reminder. It's just so easy to care so much about the money you spend, about the car you drive, the house you live in, and it's so easy to get so wrapped up.
Oh yeah.
In finances and material stuff. And a lot of that's because that stuff makes you feel good temporarily, buying things, having cool, nice things makes you feel good.
Right.
But there's always, you'll never have enough that way.
Yeah.
And some people learn that. Some people just keep buying until maybe the money goes away and they end up realizing, oh, wow, this isn't fun.
Yeah, and I think that, what I make up and what I've seen time and time again is this is how people fill the belonging void. Because we all want to belong. And so there's a lot of people that I know personally that go to this because, for a lot of people, material means that they're going to belong and they're going to look a certain way in the eyes of others, and they're looking, they're seeking belonging in this way.
In my own experience, I can speak into that more than most people because, my family was very wealthy back when I was in the high school days. Through real estate, through real estate, my dad did very, very well in that world, and my family had all the things. All the things you could want, we had at the time. And then, 2008, 2009 happened, and the market crashed, and it was gone in a flash. And I very much saw my identity was in the things I had. Yeah. It was in the fact of having a rich dad, having a rich family, having the cool cars. That was my identity. And then when it went away overnight, that was just like, what do I have? And it was also a point in my life where my addictions really, really kicked in, because I just went to numbing on everything because I didn't know what else to do. yeah, but so yeah, I can definitely that line. So when I first heard that line in that verse about the song, I was like, okay, I'm in. What is this song?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think for females, I'll speak from the female perspective. It's just society and social media and I mean, all of it. What we're told as women we're supposed to look like or supposed to do. It's really easy to get wrapped up in material things and, you know, the name brand things and buying these things to look a certain way, to put on the persona, a fake persona of look at me. And, you know, really it's about tiers. It's about putting yourself in this class or tier and wanting to, you know, well, this is where I belong and I want people to look up to me. So being a female is really hard. I'll just say that.
Being a male is really hard.
I know.
I'll just say that.
It's just in different ways.
So moving on. Going in, I believe this is the chorus.
Yeah.
I know I'm only human. Don't know how many sunsets I got left. And I don't want to ruin this moment by wondering what comes next. I just want to love you like it's all I'm living for. Hold you close, enjoy you more, and spend a little less time keeping score.
Oh, that's really good.
Just, I mean, Dan and Shay.
I know.
Always the feel good,
I know.
make you feel emotions, make you feel things. That's what they do so well.
So I've got a few quotes to go with that.
Do it.
Well, firstly, this one is small, but I think it's really impactful. Like it's really short. When we stop keeping score, we invite people to join us in our realness and vulnerability. And that is by Laura Lambert. That's really powerful to me.
It's really cool.
Being real and vulnerable, it takes risk. And I'll say more about keeping score in a second and what goes underneath, you know, what's really going on underneath that. But I think that's the way that people try to show up. And so anyways, I love that quote. Inviting people in negates or removes the need to keep score. Yeah. Okay, so the next quote, it's really good. Okay, someone who keeps score cannot be with someone who does not. Scorekeepers are comparatively delusional about the quality and quantity of their contributions. Those who do not keep score genuinely do not remember the magnificent things they do, not because it doesn't matter, but because mattering was not the motivation. And that's anonymous. Man. So firstly, someone who keeps score, someone who does not keep score, I disagree with that statement. Sure, they can be together. Will it work out and be really great? I don't know. Will it be really messy? Probably. Because like we've talked about before, healthy and healthy work, unhealthy and unhealthy work, but healthy and unhealthy do not work.
It's very tough for it to work.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension. And anywho, I think really like what this quote, where I go with this quote is, I think you have to look at what is going on into the deeper meaning underneath the desire to keep score or not. Why is it important to the person to keep a scorecard? What meaning are you giving to keeping score? What are you trying to prove? What is being gained from keeping score? For me, this is a struggle. I remember the first time I heard this song and thought, you know, like I said earlier, it's the first time I really heard about like keeping score and what that really means. And I tricked myself into thinking that I didn't do this in my relationships. And I did. Like it was kind of how I operated. Like it's the give and take. And if I give this amount, I am expecting something in return with whoever I'm in relationship with. And I still struggle with that, but it's not as intense. It's not my lens that I operate out of, where before it was. Pre-recovery it was, at least. Anyways, I think it's really important. Like if I am keeping score, and really, I really want to give an example. Is there an example we can come up with? Like something we've done in our relationship?
I mean, I mean, especially early on in our marriage, it just was one thing after another, where it was just about being right. And it was just about winning fights and winning arguments, which at the end of the day, you're never going to win. Neither of you are ever going to win.
And it could be financial, like it could be time. Like we fought so much over time with other people versus with one another, or even time with self versus one another, or finances. You bought this, you spent this much, and I didn't get to spend that. Like that is toxic. Like that, when you're operating out of that lens and trying to keep things even or fair, whatever, it's really hard for love to flourish in that environment. And what's really important is looking at the meaning underneath why am I doing that? Like what is going on for me? And usually it comes down to I'm feeling fear over something, whether that's rejection or abandonment or fear of being alone or feeling like I'm not being heard. And so it becomes this battle, like outright battle to gain or succeed in whatever I'm trying to get.
And for me, it's ego. A lot of it is ego.
Yeah, probably me too.
It's wanting to be the one who's right. It's wanting to be the one in control, and it's a lot of it is ego.
Right. So I think it's important to look at that. It's important to get to the bottom of what is really going on there. And when you operate out of a place of I already matter, I don't have to prove something or gain acceptance from, others, or get approval from others because I already matter. I'm not trying to gain, belonging, or I matter, or I am enough, or whatever your core message is. And I think like what you were bringing up with the taking ownership and the winning, like I remember one of our first couples session, we heard and have continued to work on, like, it's not about winning, like it's not about winning, or, someone's the winner and someone is the loser, because when that happens, you sacrifice connection, you sacrifice intimacy, you sacrifice trust, and the core foundational pieces that relationships are built on, and all of that gets crushed.
And here's the thing. It's easy for anyone to fight to the death about something, to prove that they were right. That is easy for anybody can do that. What is hard is to admit you're wrong. What is hard and also very brave is to take ownership and admit you're wrong. Like that is if somebody does that for me, if somebody tells me, comes up to me and takes ownership for something of theirs, like I could not respect that person more. Like that is immediately the person that I want to be in a part of their life. Like I want to be friends with that person. I want to have a better relationship with that person.
Because there's humility.
There's vulnerability. There's humility. Like it's the people who will never admit that they are wrong about anything that I just want to stay clear from, because none of us are anywhere close to perfect, but yet there are a lot of people, and a lot of people I have associated myself with who, like, I mean, you would never know differently, because they will fight to the death about anything, and they will never ever take, that's the extreme. Like there's an extreme version of that, which we all have had people in our life that are to that extreme, that cannot apologize or admit wrong or anything. And where it gets really hard is around people like that, when some sort of disagreement happens with them, and then you come to people like that are even harder, at least for me, to take ownership for my part in whatever the thing was, because you know that you're not going to get anything back from them.
Right.
And being okay with accepting them for who they are and accepting that is so hard.
Right.
I mean, that's something I've been learning to do over the past couple of years. Because, man, people like that are the hardest people to go and take ownership for something, because oftentimes, and we can get into a whole thing when it comes to apologies, because there's a right and wrong way to apologize.
Right.
There's ways where people apologize that I just want to smack them in the face.
I'm still figuring that out.
Like the whole, I know it's hard, because like when people come up to you and they're like, I'm sorry that made you feel angry. It's like, no, you're not.
I'm sorry that you took offense to that.
I'm sorry you, like, that's not taking ownership. That's pointing the finger back at me. Like, I just want to smack that person. I'm sorry you felt angry.
It feels really condescending.
It's so, I just want to, anywho. And we can go on a whole topic about that. But all that to say, learning to take ownership and then being brave enough to do that and not do it to get an apology from the other person is very difficult. And then only making that apology about what you did on your side of the street is so difficult. Usually for me, like when talking relationship wise, just with my wife in general, I can still in the moment, I can still let my ego and my control pop up. And if an argument of ours gets past a certain level, and it's, I can let my ego still want to win, like still in that moment, be in a place of I'm right, you're wrong. How can you not see this? And for me, it takes sometimes we have to take time out. It takes we need a 20-minute break.
We almost had to do that at the beginning of the episode.
I know we did. You almost experienced it. I didn't even hit pause, guys. I should have. I should have been like, hold on, guys. We got to take a 20-minute break. Be right back. No.
We're on a time limit. We got to get this done.
Although I am going to prove you wrong. I think I'm just kidding.
Stay tuned.
Anyway. Sometimes it takes stepping away, even for 20 minutes. Sometimes an hour. Sometimes it's not till the next day where I cool down. All that stuff that happens in your brain, all the science that happens in your brain where your trap door shuts and you're no longer seeing logic, you're just seeing red and wanting to be right, goes away. And then I can step back and just look inward and just look at myself. What part did I have in that argument, in that disagreement, in that escalation of whatever it was? What was my part in it? And if you can look at that, without the lens of pointing the finger just so hard and needing to correct and fix somebody else, I promise you will see the things that you did wrong in that argument, in that moment. And then it is my job, which I have learned through the 12-step program, it is my job to then go to that person, whether it's my wife, whether it's a friend, whether it's anybody, and take ownership for the harm that I've caused. And make an amends for the harm that I have caused. Right. And man, I'm telling you, the weight that lifts off your shoulders, I mean, by doing that and not doing it so you can get an apology for them, because there's a chance that they might respond in a way that like you could never imagine coming, where they point the finger more at you, or they or they don't even accept your apology. Like you cannot, at the end of the day, you cannot control the other person. You cannot control how they are going to react to anything. That is not your lane. That's not your job. You cannot fix that person. And so learning to accept, for me, has been a big deal. Accept that person for who they are. Accept that person for who they are. And my goodness, that's hard. It's one of the hardest things to do, is to accept.
And there's another, because you move into acceptance. There's even another piece, like you were going down the list. It's sometimes you have to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Which is actually really painful, like for a codependent. For me, that's really hard. And I can remember one of the first times I heard, like, we can agree to disagree on a topic and you can have a different opinion. I remember sobbing. Like being very, very distraught on, but he doesn't see things my way. Like how can I continue on in life without, you, Chad, like seeing things my way. And it's interesting because it's like different levels of people. Like with a friend, it's so much more easy to be like, yeah, I respect you. We can agree to disagree and we can go on. But when it comes to someone that you're really close with, someone that you're in a romantic relationship with, because they're so close and you've been so vulnerable. And, you know, there's these pieces of, like I was talking, into trust and respect and all of that. Anyways, it's really hard to agree to disagree. It's just really difficult. I think that's all I want to say about it. It's really painful.
Yeah, it is.
But it's important. It's important to have a separate self and to be able to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And to navigate the waters of what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So to go back to the scorekeeping, something you said made me think, and really, like, there's another avenue we could talk about, but I'll just briefly mention it. It's about a power struggle. So for me, I realized that because of control, I love power. I love to, and it's perceived power. It's not real power. It's false. And so with the scorekeeping, it made me think of how we can get on this leg of power struggle and wanting to one up or wanting to be right, because it perceivingly, it gives me the power when it's just not true. And also, who wants to operate truly? I know that some people may think like, oh, I want the power. Okay. Maybe for a time, but who genuinely wants to operate all of their relationships out of a place of power, of being the person on top? I know for me, I think at first it's like, yeah, well, I deserve whatever. But as time has gone on and as I'm evolving as a person, I don't want to be the person on top. I want whoever I'm in relationship with to have equality. I want to be an equal partner in these relationships. I want people to feel like they can step in and out of relationships. I don't want to feel like, you know, I'm trying to make someone do something or to keep score to make something happen that I want, because I want the other person to genuinely want to be in that relationship, and while also respecting that they're a separate person. I hope this is making sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's not a relationship, you know, needing to be dominant and power over someone. And the thing is, most people who are like that, they're not doing that with the awareness that they're needing to be that.
No, because I operated that way for a really long time.
You don't realize that that's the place you're in.
Well, and you know, it really comes from a place of hurt.
Yeah.
It comes from a place
and it's a way to control as well. I mean, it's...
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, you know, like people that murder people, like, it's not right. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you know, most times when you dig into people's stories, something happened and there is a reason they have gone to that to overcompensate.
Always.
Like I swear 99% of the time.
Always. Even little stuff. I mean, even what happened to me yesterday or happened to me this, like, say, you know, I was with people, whatever, something happened this morning that put me emotionally in a angry, hurt place based off something completely nothing to do with you. If I don't do the things I need to do to talk that out, to let myself feel that, or if I just turn and numb and whatnot, then today we could be together and I could just pop on you for no reason and explode and try to make you feel dumb almost if I don't check that. And that all that is me bleeding on you, you know, from a wound that was done to me somewhere else, or it could have been decades ago, or it could have been yesterday, you know, or this morning. Something could just be there that I'm not dealing with, and it will come out on you, you know. So it happens. Do
you remember the chairs, the puff up and shrink chairs that we did in an experiential session? So like that made me think of like exploding. So that's puffing up, because so it's like coming to a place of whatever's happened, whether it's hurt or just you, I don't know, showing up on a daily basis. We have the choice to puff up, to explode, to be defensive, to let our ego go rampant, or we have the choice to shrink, to become small, to stay in victim, to believe this
relationship triangle, which we've talked about in an episode.
Yeah, to believe that we don't have choices, that we are stuck, that we cannot do anything. We are helpless. So that made me think of that. And I just want to end my little going on about or with who do you want to be at the end of the day? Like 10 times out of 10 in my sessions with my counselor, it is no matter what happens, no matter what I bring, of course I feel heard and validated and all the wonderful things. And yes, there is a place for that and to feel. And also, regardless of what other people, external sources, whatever is going on, who do I want to be at the end of the day? Do I want to be the person that reacts, that takes revenge, that holds this power struggle and control, or holds the dark cloud over somebody's head? Or do I want to be in a place of, no, this is who I, at my true self, at my core, want to be. So I'm going to have compassion, grace, love, boundaries. I mean, the healthy things that we're supposed to have, not to be walked all over, but to get to a place of admitting my own faults and being a source of love in whoever I come into contact with. And that's who I really want to be. So anyways, I think that's a great question just to even chew on for a day or a week or here and there is, who do I want to be at the end of the day? And make a list. Come up with, a list of adjectives. Who's the person that I truly want to be and show up as in my relationships with other people? So I think that's really important when it comes to keeping score.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. With the rest of the song, I mean, that's pretty much everything with the lyrics. I know there's the line talking about life is only getting faster. Like just as a great reminder that we are humans, and we are not promised tomorrow. At any point, life could be cut short tragically.
Yep.
And so if that happens to a loved one of yours, I just can't imagine the pain and the effects that would have if you don't treat them every day, like that's what you're living for, is to love them, and hold you close, enjoy you more, and spend a little less time keeping score, because all that stuff, all keeping score, all the stuff we talked about, like, will just be so meaningless at the end of the day.
Right.
Winning, like, to make you feel a little bit of control, make you feel a little bit of power in the moment. I mean, just to puff you up and make you feel better in the moment. I mean, it is just not worth a lifetime of pain
and having regret at the end.
So, that's a great reminder. It's a great reminder to go and hug and love on the ones you love the most, and make gratitude lists around those people. Especially if you find yourself in just a lot of resentment toward your spouse, or a lot of resentment toward a friend or whatnot. Like, sit and take time to make a gratitude list about that person, and I promise that resentment will go away.
Yeah.
I read the other day that it takes hourly gratitude to completely prevent resentment of anything. Like, it takes reminding yourself of gratitude about every hour of your life in order to keep away resentment, because resentment is such a prevalent thing in all of our lives, whether we know it or not. Right. Like, resentment is there, and it can be about an organization, it can be about a business, it could be about church, it could be about your friend, whatever. The list goes on and on and on of things that deep down you're resenting, and those come out in other ways.
Yeah.
We're like we like to do. There's a lot of topics we can jump around to, but I think that's the summary.
Can I speak into the present moment thing?
Yeah.
That's something that I am this year trying to pursue. Like, I think my phrase was like, be present, like just be comfortable and just being, like, in the moment, not future tripping, which is where you go, you're thinking about the future, living in the past. So I want to say, be present in each and every moment. Life is so stinking short. Take ownership for your life today. Life is too short to try to be like anyone else and to live someone else's dream. Be you. Live your dream. The world needs who you are today. I think in life, it's really easy to get into the tunnel vision of busyness, appointments, working, and we don't have kids, but having kids, I mean, it's just easy to let life just kind of coast by because of busyness. So allow yourself at any moment, even if it's 5 moments, just to stop and to breathe, to go outside, breathe in the fresh air, and just be present.
Yeah.
There's some really good quotes, by the way. If you need like a reset, just go to Pinterest and search life is short quotes. Goodness gracious, you will have some driven energy. Oh my gosh. But here's some quotes that I got off of that, and they're so funny and great. This is by Helen Keller, which, by the way, I love Helen Keller. I have used a lot of her quotes. Life is short and unpredictable. Eat the dessert first. Really we will never have today again. Mic drop. We won't. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. That is on a board downstairs. Okay, this one's great. Last one. Born, dash, like a dash, died. Don't waste your dash.
Don't waste your dash. I like it.
Anyways, that's my 2 cents.
That's a lot of sense.
That's
a lot more
my
than
quotes.
2 cents. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you if you haven't already, or if you have listened to the Story of Us album. That's a wrap on the album.
I can't believe
and
it.
I am so excited about that. Now we're going to be trying to figure out what just random topics we want to talk about.
I know. We're going to pull our patrons.
Well, no, they get their own episodes. Remember, if you're a patron, you get your own
That's
episode.
true, but we may need to pull some
But
people.
you guys still need to send us emails. I know we've got some questions on email that we are going to answer on the show. We'll do in the future. We might just, next episode, we might just do a Q&A episode with
that's a great
with people
idea.
that send in their questions.
Yeah.
Can't get to everybody, but we'll do our best. And so thank you guys for listening. And we will see you soon on Finding Us the Podcast.
With Chad and Fallon.